Okay, let's dive right in. We are looking at one of the most explosive digital transformations happening anywhere in the world right now, and that's in Indonesia's health tech sector. I mean, this isn't just about growth. It's about completely reinventing how a nation of over 270 million people gets its healthcare.
So let's start with a number that just, wow, it really sets the scale. By 2031, Indonesia's connected healthcare market is projected to be worth more than $3.8 billion US dollars. That is a huge number for sure, but the real story here is the incredible speed it's moving at to get there.
And this is that speed. We're talking about a compound annual growth rate of 27.4%. To put that into perspective, that is an absolutely mind-blowing pace. It signals a market with some serious momentum. It's a true exponential growth story.
So yeah, we're not just talking about small, incremental changes. This is a fundamental shift from the ground up. And in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly what's going on, why it's happening, and of course, where this is all headed.
Which, of course, brings us to the big question. A market doesn't just explode like this out of nowhere. So what are the ingredients? What's the fuel in this particular rocket ship?
Well, it turns out there are 4 key drivers powering this entire boom. You can think of these as the 4 engines pushing Indonesian health tech straight into orbit. So let's break them down one by one.
Here's our roadmap. First, you've got widespread digital and mobile access. Then, you have the hardware. It's getting smarter and more affordable. Add to that a government that is actively pushing for this change, and top it all off with a consumer base that has more money and is willing to spend it on health. It's a perfect storm.
Okay, first up, just the sheer scale of access. Think about this. We're talking about roughly 460 million internet connections, and almost all of them are on mobile phones. This creates this massive, ready-made distribution channel for any health tech app. The audience is already there, phone in hand.
Now this is where it gets really interesting, because this slide right here shatters a common myth. This is not just some big city thing happening in Jakarta. More than half the users for these major platforms are coming from outside the main island of Java. That's proof that digital health is reaching deep into rural and remote communities.
So, on top of that digital access, you have the tools themselves. The market is just flooded with affordable smartphones, which puts powerful health tech within reach for millions. And this pairs perfectly with the third driver, really strong government backing. The key initiative to know is Satu Sehat, which means One Health. Its whole goal is to create a single connected health data system for the entire country, which of course encourages private companies to build tech that can just plug right in.
And finally, you gotta follow the money, right? As Indonesia's middle class expands, so does its willingness to invest in better health. Total healthcare spending is now over 200 trillion rupiah. That shows a clear and growing demand from consumers for the kind of convenient, advanced services that health tech offers.
Okay, so we know why the market is booming. Now let's take a look inside the ecosystem itself. Who are the companies building this new future, and what kind of services are really taking off?
This chart just says it all, doesn't it? Telemedicine is the undisputed king of the hill, holding over 37% of the market. And it makes perfect sense. For a country like Indonesia, which is a massive collection of islands, technology that can bridge huge geographical distances between a doctor and a patient, well, that's not just a convenience, it's an absolute game changer.
And here are the names you need to know, the giants of the industry. You've got major players like Ala Doctor and Click Doctor, but Halodoc is a real standout, with over 20 million users. And here's the crucial part. It's integrated with BPJS, which is Indonesia's national health insurance system. That gives it a massive, unparalleled reach. That's a huge advantage.
The investment world is also growing up. During the pandemic, it was all about the Wild West of just grabbing as many users as you possibly could, no matter what it cost. Now, investors are asking a much tougher, more mature question. Is your business model actually profitable and sustainable for the long run? The focus has totally shifted from just growth to real viability.
So we've covered the past, we've covered the present. Let's wrap things up by looking ahead. What are the emerging trends, the new technologies that are going to define the next chapter for Indonesia's health tech story?
So where is all this incredible momentum headed? Well, get ready to hear 2 letters over and over and over again. AI. Artificial intelligence is absolutely poised to be the next major disruptor in this space. And look, this isn't just some far-off dream. You're seeing these major strategic partnerships forming right now to make AI in healthcare a reality. You've got a major conglomerate driving adoption, a local university for the research and the talent, and a leading international university bringing in world-class AI expertise. That is how you build an entire ecosystem from the ground up.
And this isn't just cool tech for the sake of cool tech. It has very real economic implications. We're talking about AI-driven healthcare solutions that are projected to add over $500 million to the Indonesian economy by 2030. It's about making people healthier and making the country wealthier.
And beyond that big push into AI, there are a few other key trends you got to keep on your radar. There's a specific focus on using AI to finally close that rural healthcare gap. The market for wearables is about to explode to $1.5 billion. Think of all that new health data. And crucially, new data protection laws are creating a more secure environment, which is absolutely vital for building long-term trust with people.
And that brings us to the ultimate question here. At the end of the day, behind all the billions of dollars, the growth rates, and the flashy technology, this is what it's all really about. Can this tech boom finally deliver fair, equitable healthcare to 270 million people spread across 17,000 islands? That is the promise, and the next few years are going to show us if it can deliver.